being present.
Goodness, would you like to chime in right here, please?
You know, what I was going to say, and let me say something else. You know, when you talk about being an auntie, you can be an auntie to the community. You know, when you walk to the store, hey auntie. But when you see these young people out here at the stores, you know, if they're out there doing something wrong or right. And all you could do is pass on advice and hope that they take heed to it, you know. So, you know, people look at older people in the community or seasoned people that been around the block once or twice, and they view them as aunties, you know, so they have a level of respect for you. But when you talk about being a motherless auntie, a childless auntie, you know, it's another thing to be an auntie to a motherless child or a fatherless child, you know. And Solar, you asked me something in the beginning about, you know, being an auntie, and I'm sure you was like, you know, I know you know this all too well or whatever. Actually, none of my siblings have any kids, so I'm the only one that has kids. But at the same time, I have family members, and you know, you can also be an auntie to a cousin. You can be an auntie to a distant relative or what have you. But when you have a niece that that doesn't have a mother or a father, you know, and they have other relatives, but it's only certain ones that they can go to, that they can spill their guts, that they can tell their darkest secrets to, or they can just, you know, vent and express themselves. And, you know, like you say, they don't get judgment, but they get advice. And the only thing you can do is give them advice. And like I said, it's you take heed to it. But what you do when you play in that position as an auntie, you know, you follow up. You find out, are they in a better headspace? Are you okay? You're not going to kill yourself. You're not going to kill anybody. You know, are you living? You know, are you living? You know, are you breathing? You know, you have to go on and check. And, you know, so when you talk about being an auntie, you have to be there more than you really think, you know. And when you have that connection with your niece or your nephew, you know, they need that person to reach out to. And, you know, like the Lord of Land said, when your friend calls you at 1 o'clock in the morning, if your nephew calls you at 1 o'clock in the morning and they just need that person to talk to, or they're going through something and they have no other number that they can reach out to, or the first number that pops into their head is yours, you know, what you want to do is you want to be on the other end of that phone, because you don't know what type of headspace they're in. And, you know, missing that call or not being able to pick up,
that's a lot.
What that person is going to do next.
Right.
You know?
Right.
That is so true. It's 6:46 to the top end, Janet Taylor. Now, I appreciate you coming on to the show, sister friend. And I'm going to read around Auntie also, but it's a bit harder as she has a special need. But I make it work. Wow, need to start a National Aunties Day. I see Pizza Day and everything else, but not an Auntie Day. Let's get something started. And then it says being a part of the village as an auntie can be so important. Oftentimes, our kids look to other adults outside that don't always give sound advice or direction, even when you are not close in location. Just making yourself available for support, guidance, and redirection is important. It really is. So that's what we're speaking to. So Janet, I wanted to, you know, I'm going to stretch you. That we do here. We stretch people here. You know, you're in a field of caregiving, and I know that plays a big part even in your role as an auntie. You see families displaced, you see a lot of things happen, and you probably see where the family has to lean on aunties or other family members. Can you tell someone who don't know what it means to be a good auntie or what it means to value somebody, childless or not? Because I'm going to go here real fast. I'm going to spark you right now. You ready? You ain't got no kids. You can't tell me what to do, right? Right? Anybody there?
Okay.
No. You're You're absolutely right. I've never actually, none of my siblings have said that to my face yet. So I'm kind of questioning that in that area, not to have to, have a rebuttal for that. To be honest with you,
but it exists, and then we get in. But we get into hardship, and the first person we call is the.
I set up that boundary because I know I am naive in the sense of how do I couldn't tell you the first thing to be a mother because I haven't experienced it. So I kind of stay in my lane in that retrospect. You know what I mean? So as an aunt, I could tell you how to be a bomb aunt. I got that. I could be a bomb auntie. So I know how to do that. But as a mother, I can't really tell you because it's foreign, it's unknown, it's uncharted territory for me. So I wouldn't dare, cross that boundary line. I always, like I said, I always try to reinforce to my nieces and nephews, or even being a community pillar, or even at work, talking to the youngest, listen to your boss, like do what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? I kind of reinforce that, but at the same time, I can tell you how to be a bomb aunt, which is like Goodness said, make sure are you living? And our bishop said, are you living to live again? So I kind of always try to instill that in any youth or any young person, or not only that, my nieces and nephews, like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? Not only that, are you present? Even if you're 5 years old, what are you doing? What's going on? Like, what, talk to me. We communicate. I think in our community, we don't talk enough. We always, you're talking too much, or you're shoving them away. And, 9 or 10 times, the mental illness is an epidemic, and especially with the opiates. So we want to stress to them, talk, communicate, get it out. You're feeling that, aggression or unsurety or, lack thereof a direction. You don't have anyone to talk to. 9 or 10 times, parents are working 2 or 3 jobs right now. So, I mean, just being available and like Goodness said, you're following up, you're making sure you're checking in. I had my nephew for 3 weeks this summer since he started school. He started his school trip yesterday. I called him. How did you like it? Did you make any friends? Did you like your students, your teachers? I know the classroom setting is different. You're in class now. You're not in a traditional classroom. How did you like that? Do you think it's going to be a good learning environment? So just following up, like Goodness said, I think that to me will show that, one, you're involved. Second, you love, you care, and you know that, hey, if something goes wrong, you can pick up the phone and call. I think those are the things that, one, children need. Second, nieces and nephews need it too. So
it truly is something. And as we're sharing this in groups, listen, it's already 6:51. If you have your child to get out the house and get ready for school, you heard her say it. I mean, when you have a support system in place, that is important. And I believe, and I'm glad you said you haven't had that part about crossing boundaries with that conversation, but some folks have opened their mouth, and I'm going to tell you what that will get you. It will actually... it's gonna get you some pushback, because you gotta watch how we talk to those there for us. So just in case you have an auntie and feel like, well, auntie may be childless, guess what? Childless aunties have a lot of love, a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge to share, a lot of extra time that you may can tap into. Because as the comment said, and all of us very well know, it does take a village to raise a child. And I am very excited about my village, because without it, Lord knows, okay, I would actually start looking like what I've been through. Goodness, what do you have to say about it? We're going to let Janet give some shout outs, and we're going to get ready for everybody to get these kids up out the house. Got to go. Go ahead, Goodness.
Well, thank you so kindly. Well, she definitely, said some valid things when you're somebody's auntie. And like she said, she doesn't know how to be a mother because that's something she hadn't been. But sometimes you can look at an auntie as like a second mother, Yes, not just you're not getting what you need from your mother. It's just you're getting something extra from another, And like you say, to reinforce, to coincide with what was already said from your mother. And you have to think of it. when you have a family that came up and you have all these siblings and aunts and uncles, you know, somebody took care of somebody. So what the aunt is telling you is only something that they have been taught when they were raised. So, and if they came out all right, then, you know, your mother or your siblings or their siblings must have been doing something right.
Well,
but, you know, I have a lot of aunties, and each and every one of them is special in their own way. And I love them all the same, and they probably love all of us the same. You know, everybody probably got their favorite or whatever.
I was going to say, you know, everybody got that little one on the side. You get 2 pieces of candy. Janet, you tell the truth. You know, you got that one.
When it comes to aunties, when it comes to aunties, I don't want to miss this. I'm sure everybody was marvelized when they saw Black Kids. And what was the favorite line? Hey, auntie. Okay. You know, so everybody got that hey, auntie. Everybody got that hey, auntie. You know what I'm saying? Even though he probably didn't mean it in that context, but everybody got that hey, auntie. That's my auntie, you know. But and at the same time, like when you have an aunt that does not have any kids, you have to look at it like this. It's not that you don't have any kids, it's just that you never bore any of your own. Because all the nieces and nephews are considered your kids. Because, you know, you
that is true.
And raising them. So, you know, and then by you not having any children at this point, Janet, you are so heavily in training right now. When you are able to, or when you do decide to bear children, you already been to boot camp. You already know what it is. So you just apply what you've been doing to your own, and then watch the auntie love that comes, you know, because like you
that
say,
is true.
In the African American, we say auntie, we say this my aunt, and in the European, this is Aunt Janie, Aunt so and so. But when it really comes down to the culture, that's auntie so and so. You know, you know, when you come up, we teach our children to address them as aunt, then their name second.
And that's the handle. Right. That's the handle.
You know, so put a handle on. That's just how it is.
Put a handle on it. Janet, you have a comment right here, and I want you to give some shout outs right after you listen to this comment. See if you agree or do not agree. Some people will challenge you because they don't appreciate your expertise or professional experience you offer. I have been told that I couldn't relate because my children didn't need certain things growing up. Everything that we experience can help us to inspire and encourage our youth. What would you say about your expertise and professionalism when you offering it? What is your takeaways? What do you offer as an auntie that can really sharpen someone who don't realize they have them?
I would say, one, just making sure that the expertise that you have and that you instill, I would say that look at what are your strengths? Look at your strengths that you bring to the table just as an individual, and then try to, you know, but roll that over into being that aunt to your niece and nephew, or even into a youth or someone you know who needs that. So my strength is communication, listening, being sound, being present, and professionalism. So I will try to instill those into my nieces and nephews and or any youth. I mean, I'm working with shout out to Rachel Walker, Village Foundation, the owner, the founder for it, and I was welcome to join part of the Youth Foundation, which we're looking to launch very soon. And I want to bring out my assets and my attributes to the table. And goodness mentioned, I just want to touch on the topic she just mentioned. You know, being that I'm a childless aunt, but you know, we are a secondary caregiver, so it is important as being a secondary caregiver to knowing to the children, letting them know that, you know, that we're here, we're like you said, the community, the family, we're the ones who close those gaps when the parents aren't present or when they need that extra push or that extra hand, that extra reinforcement. It's been plenty of times my sister has called me, hey, can you talk to your niece and nephew? They're not listening. They seem as though you could get through to them. So yeah, I can't tell you how to be a mother, but I know I can listen, I can be sound, and I can be present.
Yeah, and I think that is important.
I have friends who wants to be better, who want to take it to the next level. You know, do that. Do better than what you have been doing.
Step
90
up. Seconds. What? Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Who do you want to?
The next level. Sometimes. What did you say?
I was just about to say who you want to give a shout out to, but you said it. Take it to the next level. I'm agreeing. Level up, and don't forget, we need aunties. We need you. We do. Why do we need aunties? Because
we need role models.
Say that again.
60 seconds.
I said we need role models. Like they said, we need community leaders. We need role models. We need people just to let them know that friend who they need in any time of day, like in the midnight hour, who can show them that, you know, we're here, we're present, and we want you to be the best that you can be.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Goodness, what's today? Is it this Wednesday? What comes out today, as it's already Wednesday?
And that's the thing, you know, I just want to say this really quick. Janet, you're so correct, because, you know, oftentimes, even if they like that, when they reach out to people and they don't get an answer, you know, they think that
10 seconds.
For them. But when they make that one final call and you're the one that answers, you know, that lets them know that there is somebody in the world that does care about them. Not that others don't. To my niece, Mary Elizabeth. So I just want to give a shout out to her, you know, for loving me, for being an auntie to her, you know. So that I just want to get at to her today.
Janet, who you want to shout out today? Who you want to shout out? Janet, go ahead.
I have a lot of nephews. I would like to do a genuine whole shout out to all my nieces and nephews. I love them all the same. You know, not one more than the other. You can have a favorite aunt, but I don't think you have a favorite niece and nephew. I think that's kind of frowned upon. So I just want to give a general shout out to all my nieces and nephews for them trusting me to be their aunt and to play a role in their lives. I don't take it lightly. And as I begin to embark on being a mother, you know, I can't wait. Like Goodness said, this is boot camp. I've been in the pinches for the summer, so I can't wait. You know, I'm looking forward to it. You know, I admire being a good confidant, and I don't take it lightly. So
listen,
thank you, ladies, for letting me to be on this show. I truly appreciate it, and please follow Realist Youth Foundation. It's a new youth program that we're launching, and we can't wait to make an impact in our community in Buffalo. So be on the lookout for that.
We definitely will.
Wow, just make sure you drop all that information in the comments.
Yeah.
Because I have youth events every other month, and if you guys are working with some talented youth, we could, network together.
Definitely.
A couple of shout outs. Had the greatest work ethic, the other, business minded. So I just want to love on all of them, all the aunties of America.
All the aunties. All the aunties. Big shout out to all my aunties too. Y'all gonna get me in trouble. My aunt's gonna be like, they said something about their nieces and aunts and nephews. Hi, aunties. All y'all in the community. Here's a little A-High sipping on some tea right here on Take a Solar Moment.
I really think that it's nice to be considered that. Oh, am I wrong for the thought? It just don't make sense. What's up your mind? See what I do. Like where your time go. Now imagine if you spent it, make your mind grow, and spend your money on courses that build your cash flow, and start investing and flipping and get your kid on. I find it is funny, most of us still broke, still struggling, hustling, feeling jail folk. Reaching for high, so we are still low. Man, it would be nice if we were built, but who am I? I don't just go open the middle. I just say my feet and keep it on. I just set my feet and keep my rhythm. I just set my feet and keep my rhythm. I just set my feet and keep my rhythm. I just set my feet and keep my rhythm. Some of us out there, it's only so much we can do. I'm sitting my, I can't, why you can't? I'm out here trying to make moves. You want to see more, do more. Build. Reach. Pray, push, persevere. Go all in. I'm just minding my business. I'm just watching from a distance. I don't get caught up in the middle. I just take my feet and keep it low. I just set my feet and keep my rhythm. I just set my feet and keep my rhythm. I just set my feet and keep my rhythm. I just set my feet and keep my rhythm. I'm sipping my feet. Yeah.